Journey to Become a True God, Chapter 3, Select Cultivation Techniques. Yichen knew that his lord could fly, but he did not expect it. He took him to leave the Earth's atmosphere, and a black hole appeared in front of him. At this moment, Yichen did not know where the old man would take him, and he too Blum knew the name of his master. Master, do I not know your name yet? The old man, oh yes, I was so excited I almost forgot to introduce myself. My name is Gu Xian, then your name? The student's name is Yichen. Yichen looked around, and as far as the eye could see, there was only darkness, and a few thunderbolts began to grab, but the master made a blue protective shield around the two of them and protected from lightning strikes. Out of curiosity he asked, Teacher, where are we now? We are now in the dimensional space flow. This dimensional space flow makes it easy for us to go to outer star, and there are two ways to activate it. First, one must reach a certain stage or use a special item. If someone who has a low level of cultivation and opens it without special items, then they will be hit by some of this lightning. Even though Yichen still didn't understand his master's explanation, but he just nodded as if he understood. Half an hour later, they both came out of the current dimensional space, and Yichen saw a green planet in front of his eyes. They both immediately headed towards the green planet. Arriving on the planet, as far as the eye can see, there are only trees, and the air in this place is very clean and fresh. This is our training ground for the future. I will put up some arrays so that the magic beasts do not come near here. After that, Gu Xian flew and disappeared from Yichen's view. While waiting for his teacher to return, Yichen looked for shelter. Under the tree, Yichen sat down and waited for his master to return. Yichen Saget bored at this time almost 2 more hours Mr. Go, and until now not back. Yichen began to fear if Gu Xian leave on this planet alone. Yichen's anxiety subsided after he saw Gu Xian descend from the sky. Yichen immediately approached Gu Xian and shouted, Mastering. As he was about to approach, he was like being held back by a power that was invisible to the eye. It turned out that Gu Xian didn't throw Yichen closer because he intended to activate the formation of an array. Suddenly, Gu Xian's body emitted blue light rising into the sky, and also appeared some blue light from 4 different directions that were quite far away. The 4 lights immediately went to Gu Xian's light. Bam! Bam! Several explosions were heard. After the explosion, blue light forms a giant dome above the sky and descends to the ground. It is estimated that this dome is hundreds of miles away. Now Chen. All Qi energy in a radius of 200 miles from here will gather at our place now. Yichen was still confused because he did not yet know what energy Qi was. Seeing Yichen was confused, Gu Xian finally remembered that he had not taught the basis for cultivation, therefore Yichen did not yet know the usefulness of energy Qi. Ahem. Forget it first, you must choose the cultivation technique that suits you. Gu Xian waved, and an ancient building appeared before Yichen's eyes. This building had 3 floors. Yichen began to get used to seeing these strange events, and he began to believe what his teacher was saying. Come on in. Gu Xian then went to the front door of the building and followed behind him by Yichen. After the door was opened, Yichen saw a lot of books and scrolls. Now, son, this is a low-class technique for starting the path to become a cultivator. Choose your own. Master, what, there is no top-class technique that you can give? Yichen asked, because a little dissatisfied. Ha ha ha, you think this is too easy, because you are just beginning to step into the world of cultivation, then you have to start from the easiest first, to understand a cultivation technique. Someone takes a long time, especially the higher the level, the more difficult it is to understand. Listening to that, Yichen was quite stunned. He did not think that to learn a cultivation technique is quite difficult and requires quite a long time. Now Chen, choose a technique that you think is good. Hear that, Yichen immediately began to look at the book one by one, but after seeing a lot it turns out there is still no technique that interested him. Until he saw a very thick book that was on the chain. Out of curiosity, Yichen asked, Teacher of this book, why is there a chain? Gu Xian saw where Yichen's finger was pointing, and he saw an old scroll with a chain that was coiled. Oh, that is a technique that I got by chance. In the past, because no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't break the seal, because I didn't know what technique and level, I just put it on this first floor. Ada, why the book exudes a familiar feeling, it's like a magnet trying to pull Yichen closer. Yichen finally walked towards the book and tried to pick it up. When Yichen's finger touched it suddenly, Yichen felt something hot in his chest. Yichen looked down. He saw the necklace his grandfather had given him. Shining, and the chain in the book also moved. Crack. Crack. The sound of the chain opened, and the book floated and opened the pages one by one quickly. Gu Xian, who saw the scene, was shocked, but after the book stopped opening the page, a white light came out and pushed Gu Xian out of the room. It is important to know that Gu Xian's level of strength is almost the same as the king of the realm in the high rank, to be able to kick him. Gu Xian saw the closed door and a barrier covering the building.